welcome you back to the channel. My name is Todd and this is Fat Boy Cooking. So one of my guilty pleasures is scalloped potatoes, and normally I would run to the box and cook them up in the microwave. 10-15 minutes later we call it done. So until recently I've got a recipe for homemade scalloped potatoes and they are so much better. So today we're making scalloped potatoes. So let's get our ingredients together. For our scalloped potatoes, we're going to need some butter, onion, garlic, flour, milk, chicken broth, salt, pepper, and white potatoes. So let's prep our ingredients. So we've got our white potatoes, which have been washed, and so we're going to be using a mandolin to slice these up because we're going to need them to be 1/8 of an inch thick, so that way they will cook evenly. So we're going to just start by sliding them through, and when using a mandolin you need to be very careful because the blade is very sharp. Then once I get down to about the bottom, I'll start using the little shredder that came with it. I got it wrong. There we go. Now we're ready. So I'm going to continue slicing these up, and once we're done, we'll move on to our next ingredient. Alright, so this is our last potato. And what I've been doing, I've been discarding the very ends of the potato because I want all my potatoes to have the open edge. Alright. Alright, that's our last one. As you can see, they're all nice and evenly cut. I'm going to set these here to the side, and I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then we're going to move on to our onion. Alright, so we've got us a large onion that we're going to peel up here, and then once we get this peeled, we're going to dice this up. And surprisingly enough, this one is peeling rather easily compared to some of the onions I've worked with. Set this in our bowl. And of course I'm just making a mess, as usual. But whoever said cooking had to be completely clean? And there we go. Alright, so I'm going to get this cleaned up, and then we're going to get over to the stove and start doing some cooking. Alright, so we've got a half a stick of butter heated up in a pan over a medium heat. To this we're going to add in our onion. And 2 minced garlic cloves. And we're going to cook these till the onions are soft, which is going to be probably about 5 minutes. And then once those are softened, we're going to continue building our cheese sauce. Alright, so this has been going for about 5 minutes, and our onions are starting to get soft. To this we're going to add in our flour. I'm going to give that a stir, make sure our onions get all coated. And then we're going to let this cook for another minute or two, and then we're going to start adding in our broth mixture to continue building our cheese sauce. So we'll be back. So this has been going for a couple of minutes, and now what we need to do is add in our chicken broth and milk, which we have combined in a separate bowl. And we're going to slowly add this in and then whisk it all together. Alright, now we're adding in the last of our milk broth, chicken broth. And we're going to let this continue to cook until it comes up to a boil. Alright, as you can see, this has come up to a boil. And what we're going to do now, we're going to add in our salt and pepper. Give that a good stir. Oh, this pan's just flying all over the place. Have to get out the whisk because some of my pepper seems to have stuck together. Oops. And there I go again, making a mess. There we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn our fire off and let this continue to boil for just about a minute. And we're going to go get over and start building up our layers for our scalloped potatoes. Okay, so we've got a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, and we're going to take some cooking spray and coat the inside. And then we're going to take about 1/3 of our potatoes and lay them across the bottom. Just a little bit more. And there we go. And then we're going to take about 1/3 of our cheese sauce and ladle that over them as well. And then we're going to continue on till we get everything, all the layers built, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our last layer of potatoes on. So we're going to spread in the remaining cheese sauce. pan. Just gotta spread it out, make sure it covers everything. Alright, so now we're going to cover this with some aluminum foil, and then we're going to put it into a excuse me, a preheated 350 degree oven, and then check on it in about 45 minutes. Alright, so our potatoes have been going for about 45 minutes covered. So we're going to take off the foil and be careful. And now we are going to cook them for another 30 to 45 minutes uncovered. Alright, so these have been going another 35 minutes and we're going to check them. Oh yes. Alright, all the potatoes are tender. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put them on broil for a couple of minutes and to get them golden brown. So this has been on broil for about 5 minutes. So let's pull this out. Oh yes, beautiful. Alright, so now we're going to remove this from the oven and we're going to let this sit for 15 minutes before we serve it. Alright, so this has been sitting for about 15 minutes. So now we're going to get us a big old scoop out. Oh, this looks so good. So I'm gonna plate this up and get me a fork here shortly and have me some scalloped potatoes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. New videos are posted every Tuesday at 4 p.m. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, enjoy.